When he was just 5 years old, Albert Einstein's uncle showed him a compass, and it captivated the boy's attention because no matter what way the compass was turned, the needle moved on its axis in almost a magical way. Later in life, Einstein would say that was the moment when he realized that something hidden had to be behind all things. The great physicist would spend his life investigating and pursuing the relationship between the visible and the invisible, things like matter and energy. At the end of the 20th century, Time magazine printed an issue in which they identified what they believed was the most influential person of the 20th century. They voted in Albert Einstein, the German-born Jewish physicist with the signature tousled hair, easily recognizable anywhere in the world. Einstein was not a leader in industry. He wasn't the leader of a movement. He didn't lead any organization. But his insight into the hidden side of things opened the world to elemental realities. Out of it came things like nuclear medicine, nuclear power plants, and nuclear bombs. Influence is an understatement. Time magazine's annual list of the most influential people in the world always includes heads of state, scientists, artists, leaders of industry, religious leaders, and they all have this in common. There is some idea or ideal that underlies their influence. That's where the power lies. Influencers are people who have a grasp of what lies under the surface of things, and those things become the driving force of change in the world. Influence is power, awesome power. The meaning of influence is something powerful and yet hidden that flows into us and exerts some kind of change. In fact, you see the word fluent in influence. The idea is that all of us are being influenced by other people all the time, and we in turn get to turn around and be influential in other people's lives, hopefully to some constructive end. In a Christian sense, influence is that hidden force that is exerted by the Spirit of God, invisible and yet life-changing. As we carry out a calling of influence, what we are doing is involving ourselves at the core of people's lives, that place where their opinions and biases are formed, where thoughts germinate, where ideas are shaped, where ideals are decided upon. Influence is a spiritual matter because it takes place at the core of human nature. And influence is that form of leadership that has the best chance for enduring effects. Listen, given the state of the world today, there is no question but that we need many positive influences in every arena of society, in business, in education, in the church, in family. We need not just a few leaders, we need armies of influencers, multitudes of them. Albert Einstein was able to be very influential by uncovering the hidden truths behind the physical world, things that have explosive power. But just imagine what will happen if God's people rise up and influence others with the deep things of God, like His wisdom and His power and His truth.